When people talk about cheating, they often focus only on the act itself, but the psychology behind it is far more complex. And understanding the patterns and behaviors that sometimes surround dishonesty in relationships can help you recognize warning signs early and protect your emotional well being. Because in many cases, it's not just one big obvious clue, but a series of small shifts in behavior that reveal something isn't right. And while every individual is different and not everyone behaves the same way, there are certain tendencies that can appear when someone is hiding something or trying to avoid accountability. The first common behavior is sudden increased secrecy, where she becomes more protective of her phone, changes passwords, or reacts defensively when you casually ask about her day, because when someone feels they have something to hide, they naturally try to control access to information. The second sign is inconsistent communication patterns, where her availability suddenly changes without clear explanation, messages become shorter or less frequent, or she disappears for periods of time and then returns with vague reasons, creating a sense of unpredictability that wasn't there before. The third behavior is overcompensating with affection or kindness, where she suddenly becomes unusually sweet, attentive, or generous, especially after periods of distance, because guilt can sometimes lead people to try to balance their actions by being extra nice. The fourth sign is deflection and shifting blame, where instead of addressing simple questions directly, she turns the conversation around, accuses you of being insecure or controlling, or creates arguments that distract from the original issue, because this helps avoid accountability and changes the focus. The fifth pattern is creating emotional distance while maintaining surface level connection, where conversations become less meaningful, deeper topics are avoided, and the emotional bond feels weaker even if basic communication still exists, because emotional withdrawal often happens before or during dishonest behavior. The sixth behavior is unexplained changes in routine, such as new schedules, sudden commitments, or activities that don't quite add up, especially when details are unclear or inconsistent, because maintaining a hidden life often requires adjustments that eventually become noticeable. And the seventh sign is trusting your intuition when patterns don't align, because while one sign alone may not mean anything, consistent patterns of secrecy, inconsistency, and emotional distance often indicate that something needs to be addressed honestly. It's important to approach these situations with calm communication rather than immediate accusations, because healthy relationships are built on trust, transparency, and mutual respect. And if something feels off, the best approach is to have an open conversation and observe whether actions align with words over time. In the end, understanding these behaviors isn't about creating suspicion or fear, but about becoming more aware of relationship dynamics so you can make informed decisions, protect your emotional health, and build connections that are based on honesty and genuine trust rather than confusion or uncertainty.